welcome back to Open. Here at BronxNet, our mission is to provide the community with the opportunity to learn and create their own content. And in the season of giving, what better way to gift yourself than the gift of media literacy? And here to share more on upcoming classes and internships is BronxNet's education producer and co-producer of the Bronx Edulution, Benaiah Warr. Hello and welcome, Benaiah.
Hey, Rhina, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for all the work that you do and to pass on to our next generation. And I say this endearingly, living in denial because, you were my first, you were part of my batch of my next generations, even though, I'm down with you, we're down with you.
Yes.
But no, in all honesty, to see you grow in the way you have. I believe you started here with us possibly in high school?
It was in college, 2018.
Your first year.
First year, yep.
And what was the year?
It was around my sophomore year of college.
Yeah, sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore year of college.
And I watched you develop behind the scenes.
Yes.
And you've grown within
the
organization, within the network, I should say.
Yes.
And now you're a part of the leadership.
Yes. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey because I remember it like it was yesterday, starting off, and we was in C14. I remember we was all, it was live. Everything was just like so much happening at one time, but it was so exciting to be able to work with different people and being able to learn the aspects of production and the behind the scenes and seeing how everything gets rolling, because it takes a team to put this on.
Right, I know. A lot of people don't realize it takes a good 10 to 20 people.
Yes.
To put up each episode.
Absolutely.
And so just going back to C14 to help our guests understand. So C14 is a much huger studio for those who have been with us, who have been watching this show for all the years. We've been on air for 18 years now. Dating myself. Rhina, what are you doing? No, but I want to know, like, when you first joined the crew, what were your expectations?
Absolutely. So my expectations, I wanted to always be a part of a group that always thought about success. And what I really loved about BronxNet is that it was always about community. And you've seen so many different people, chefs and rappers and up and coming artists come together, and it just felt so exciting to be able to just tell their stories, watching you as a host tell their stories and being able to help create. Like, I remember being behind the scenes and just being so excited to capture the moment. I remember even when we would be able to be upstairs and direct and just being able to fill out every little aspect of production. It was just so fun and so like invigorating. And I think that's what gave me more of an understanding of wanting to help others learn it as well.
That's amazing. That's so wonderful that you share that. It was pretty intense though back then,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because we were shooting live, and not only because we shoot live to tape. I just gave that up. But shooting live means that it's on the spot. And at that time we had 3 sets within the one studio, so we were like shifting the cameras, all 3 cameras, trucking them on the spot. In time,
it was like you had to make sure that this camera was at this angle, and then by the time like commercial was ending, that you had to hurry up and make sure the host had everything they need, the guests had everything they knew. It was just so fun. Like
it was intense. I actually don't miss that.
I understand.
I just want to put that on record.
I understand for sure. I understand. So,
but also the rotation system that you were referring to, and perhaps we want to share more details about that, in which you were serving behind the camera, you would serve in teleprompter, you would serve in the control room, in graphics, technical directing, what else? Sound, producing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of everything. So you're versed in everything.
Yeah. And typically,
actually, we're all versed in everything.
That was what I was about to say.
That's the beauty of working here.
Yes, absolutely. And I was gonna mention, like, a lot of the people who I came up with, they touched every part of production and behind the scenes, and so it kind of caused us to be like very well versed in different avenues, and being able to now be in certain positions and be creative and take lead and do what we know to do within what we learned together when we was first starting. And so now I'm taking that with me as I help other interns and even high school interns now. I have the privilege of working with high school interns, and we work together to put shows together for Edulution.
See, I assume that you were high school because you look so young, right? Not that you don't still look young, because I look young too.
Right. You keeping it age. No, don't age.
Ageless. That's right.
Yes.
It's y'all that keep me looking young and feeling young. But no. I'm saying that just to say that now we've expanded into high school and even elementary.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, middle school,
Yes.
elementary,
Yes.
middle school. I think
Right.
I'm like, no, not elementary, middle school.
Right.
But now you're in charge of high school interns.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
It's
I just
fine.
wanted to, I guess, excuse myself for assuming you were a high schooler, darling.
Right. No, it's totally fine. Listen, I think it helps keep me young too, because when we have high schoolers come in, they have all different types of personalities. You have people who want to come on camera. You have people who want to stay behind the camera. So it's like you kind of got to learn personalities. It's like helping to mentor them as well, because they might have a certain direction they want to go into, but when they realize production is a space where they can use for everything. Like production, a lot of people in our generation is using production for everything, not just in studio, but for marketing purposes, for their own things that they want to put out to the world. And so when you get a chance to help stir up their creativity on the inside of them, it gives them a better outlook and view of what they can do, not only for themselves, but for the community. And then also too, we utilize all their creative skills and all that to help innovate the next generation. So they're helping to inspire people who are the young elementary school kids who may be watching on the channel. And it's an amazing feeling when you get to see it done and you get to see them enjoy what they do and put out work they could put on their resume and all that. And even with working with middle schoolers at one point, I was able to go into the schools and work with some middle schoolers, and they was able to put together some of their own production, and we was able to incorporate that in our Edulution. So it's like a combination of pieces that people put together, and you can see it come together into a beautiful masterpiece.
That's beautiful, and thank you for sharing that. So let's just for clarity purposes, right?
Absolutely.
Because we keep mentioning Edulution,
Yeah.
which is the show that you co-produce,
Yes.
which is like, I guess, a culmination of all the teaching that you've done,
Yes.
offering them an opportunity to be on camera,
Yes.
on air, and also behind the camera, right? Because
Right.
in case you are unaware, and while this isn't necessarily your department, this particular show is ran by interns on the floor, right?
Yes.
Our crew consists of like a 9 weeks program of cohorts, a cohort of 9 weeks, right?
Yes.
A new cohort every 9 weeks. I got that right.
It came.
And so and it's from different colleges.
Yeah.
It's students from different colleges, and whereas with you in Edulution, it's the high schoolers, right? And so they're on camera, behind the camera. So let's share a little bit about that whole process.
Absolutely. So what I do is partner with high schools, and there are different coordinators who have students who are excited about production, and so they just go through a process of being chosen by their high school coordinators, and I take a group from a couple schools for that cohort, and we bring them together. They start, and we have like an orientation. First, they learn behind the scenes of production, learn how to operate a camera, how to truck, how to pan, how to zoom, all those different skills, how to floor manage. And then they learn a little bit about upstairs. And after that,
when you say upstairs, just so that they understand
the
what
control
we mean,
room.
the control room.
The control
That's
room,
what
because the control
upstairs
room
is.
controls.
Those are the people who talk in my ear and tell me what to do.
Absolutely. So communication goes a long way. You see, the communication come from the control room to downstairs. So it's a lot of intricacies in production that people don't know about. And so we teach them that, and then we start sketching out what they want to do for on camera. So do you want to do a skit? Do you want to do a lesson? Do you want to do an activity? Like, what type of thing you want to put together to have fun, but also educate the children of the community? And so we sketch it out. They each kid have their own week of when they're going to
Present. Yeah.
and host, and they put together these things.
Do they put it together as a unit? So
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
tell
absolutely.
us what that whole process is in time.
Right.
Yeah, give me the timeline
The
of what that
timeline.
looks like, when
Yeah.
they start, and what they're expected to know by the time they're done,
Right.
and whether not everybody's mandated to go on camera.
Absolutely,
That's a choice,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like how you sort that out.
Yes, so usually the kids who are more so on the shy end, we kind of know like, okay, they're gonna be like the behind the scenes, and they're gonna help out behind the scenes. The kids who are excited and want to be on camera, we usually tell them to sketch out a plan of what they want to do. So that's by like the third week.
Okay.
And
But the whole course, they learn a little bit of everything.
everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanna
Yes.
make
So
sure.
like maybe like the first 2 weeks we're having like trainings of the aspects of the control room and also on the floor. Third week to fourth week we're kind of sketching it out, and then they start recording maybe like the fifth to like seventh week. So those are the times they start recording the actual shows, and we get the footage, and then all the behind the scenes takes place where I'm cutting and spicing and editing. And I also want to do an honorary mention about our host, Timothy Coleman. He's also the director of education, but also he's played some great characters on our show of Edulution. I mean, he made the show what it was, because without him, I mean, like the enthusiasm, the excitement, hosting it, doing different. I mean, this man was sweating bullets by the time we was done with shows. And I think it caused the kids to see what he poured out, and it was just like, well, if he can do it, and he's not scared, maybe I can do it too.
I love that.
And so that was very encouraging.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
And thank you for breaking it down for us.
Absolutely.
I felt like I was with you there. And so altogether, I want to make sure I calculated right. We're talking about like a 5 weeks program?
7 weeks.
7
Yep.
weeks.
Yeah,
7 weeks, right? And the beauty of what you just shared is that they get to walk away with something tangible.
Yes.
And
yes.
whether you're in the front or the back, because your names go on the
Right.
credits.
Absolutely. It's literally awesome to see them enjoy it, and then to get the credit for just seeing the excitement that they have about it. Like even kids who's not going to ever touch that field, but they're like, wow, this was one of the most enjoyable experiences or internships I've had ever. And you're like, wow, like this can happen here. And we're setting the mark for the future and for those who want to have an impact in the community.
Yeah, well, you play a really big role in that. Benaiah, I watch you.
Yes,
I watch you.
you have.
And I continue to watch you. And it is my absolute privilege to even have this conversation with you and sharing how we continue to pass it forward.
Absolutely.
With love.
With love.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
I know.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Happy holidays
You too,
to
you too.
Benaiah.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Once again, Benaiah Warr, BronxNet's education producer and co-producer of the Bronx Edulution. And if you're interested in media, BronxNet will begin high school internships January 8th of 2025. And you can get in touch with Benaiah and the team at bronxnet.org. All right, stay tuned. Our Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next.